Yeah, because like for example, right now we have everything loaded with one party,
which is never good for any country on any political party.
No. Exactly. Yeah, if it was all red, I would be worried.
Yeah, no, you never,
regardless of what side.
You never want all one party to control everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, my thinking, and this is getting completely off of our topic of cults, is that the red and the blue party are essentially the same anyway.
I've been saying that for a long time.
Like, I think, like, this whole, not putting out the stimulus checks before the election. I think they both get into a little room and they decide what they're going to do and how they're going to do it to promote, that this conflict, this division works for them, for each party. It makes them tons of money and it works for them.
Yeah, I would say they want different things. The problem is as you get towards extremes, right? The further you get towards the extremes, the more similar those extremes become.
Mm-hmm. That's
so
right.
It's like I always say with the political spectrum, it is not a line with left and right. It's actually a circle.
That was a great point. I remember when you pointed that out to me.
It's not a line with left and right like a magnet puller. Mm-hmm. It's actually a circle, and at the bottom of the circle you have the extreme right and the extreme left. Mm-hmm. And they're actually almost identical. Mm-hmm. Like fascism and communism, they're almost identical. And when you look at history, especially with like Europe and stuff, those parties, it almost doesn't matter what they call themselves. Right. Because they operate identically.
Yeah, so on one side of the circle, be it top or bottom, you've got a democratic republic. And then on the opposite end of that circle, to the left,
anarchists,
you would have communism, and to the far right, you would have fascism. But when you follow those, they both end up at the top or the bottom of the circle.
And then anarchists are on the exact opposite end.
Yes.
And those two extremes, whether they're left or right, both are hateful.
Yeah.
Equally.
That's extremism in general.
Hate.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's like we're going to talk more about that, on a psychological level, they are the same person. It's hilarious that they don't get along, and maybe they don't get along because they're the same person, and there is a degree of unhealthy cognitive thought patterns with those extremes, and maybe what it is, they don't like themselves, and so they don't like seeing something that mirrors.
Because they know, and this goes back to morality, right? They know on some level that what they're doing is wrong. Because I think most people know.
Oh, I was so disheartened to hear these people the other day advocating the violence that's been going on in our country. And they'll give you a list of all their justifications of why the violence is necessary. And then they will demonize the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, don't you understand the other side talks just like you?
Yeah.
If I put you two together in the same outfit, I wouldn't be able to tell you two apart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't see that. They don't see it at all. There is a huge cognitive deficit there that is preventing them from seeing any kind of logic or reason.
Yep.